Today on your newscast, October 4th, 1957, the USSR launched their rocket Sputnik 1 into space. Now we're going to show you some footage of Sputnik that we have gotten so far.
On October the 4th, 1957, while the Americans were still finalizing their plans, Sputnik was launched.
Then its casing opened. The springs snapped, and the nose cone was pushed out of the way. A ball with 4 antennae emerged to go it alone in the darkness of space. And a radio began to send a signal back to Earth. Humanity had entered the space age.
Today on your news today, January 31st, 1958, Explorer 1, the first American satellite to reach orbit, is launched. It carried scientific equipment that led to the discovery of the Van Allen radiation belt.
This close-up of the United States edition of Sputnik was made at a press conference with leaders of the scientific teams, Dr. Wernher von Braun, Dr. James Van Allen, and Dr. William Pickering. A three-way collaboration between private industry, academic science, and the military. Jupiter C stands poised on its launching pad. The hours-long countdown approaches zero, a moment of enormous tension, for every missile launching is still an experiment. Any one of tens of thousands of things can go wrong, with catastrophic results. But all that can be done to assure perfection has been done. The moment is at hand. The countdown reaches zero. Some 3 minutes later, Explorer is in orbit, broadcasting to the world its coded scientific data. Cosmic ray intensity, meteor impact, solar radiation. These are the dry facts that will help carry man ever farther into the age of space.
Good afternoon. Today, May 5th, 1961, Alan B. Shepard was the first American in space, and here are some videos of their rocket launch.
59 feet up the gantry, and at about T-minus 80 minutes, the hatch was secured. The countdown continued. Years of training, months of trial runs, days of tests, and hours of waiting, and now the links to the Earth were receding. The launch facility's recovery forces were deployed in the event of an early abort or malfunction. At T-minus 10 minutes, the recovery helicopters left for the impact area. As countless millions watched and listened with bated breath, the astronaut maintained manual control of the craft and almost continuous voice communications with Earth. At 9:34 in the morning, the Mercury Redstone 3 flight, with astronaut Alan Shepard at the controls, traveled 300 miles, reached an altitude of 115 miles, and experienced about 5 minutes of zero G. Approximately 16 minutes after liftoff, the spacecraft, now dubbed Freedom 7, was located and recovered. The same helicopter picked up first astronaut Alan Shepard and then his Freedom 7 spacecraft. It delivered the spacecraft back to the deck of the carrier and finally landed to unload the free world's first spaceman.
Today, 1965, March 18th, Alexei Leonov becomes the first man to spacewalk.
It was an extraordinary sensation. I had never felt quite like it before. I was free above the planet Earth, and I saw it was rotating majestically below me.
After the Luna 9 landing, the U.S. surveyor has landed on the moon. Here are some pictures. Welcome. Today, on June 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong has become the first man to walk on the moon. And here's a video.
20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Roll is complete and the pitch is programming. One Bravo.
One Bravo is a abort control mode. Altitude's 2 miles.
Apollo 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
Start model pressure red line is lit. I don't... Where? Yeah, it don't make a difference. No difference. Okay, let's punch them out. Everything is go, Ralph.
We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now.
Yeah, everything looks good here. We're at 1350 on the start bottle.
8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second.
Stand by for mode 1 Charlie. Mark, mode 1 Charlie. 1 Charlie.
Cliff Charlesworth taking a staging status.
This is Houston, you are go for staging. Inboard cutoff.
Inboard engines out.
I'm inboard cutoff.
Downrange 35 miles, 30 miles high. Standing by for the outboard engine cut down now.
Staging. And ignition.
S4B is go.
11 Houston, thrust is go. All engines, you're looking good. Roger, you're loud and clear, Houston.
At 3 minutes, downrange 70 miles, 43 miles high, velocity 9,300 feet per second.
I'm going to step off the limb. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Columbia, Columbia, this is Houston, AOS, over.
Houston, Columbia on the high gate, over.
Roger, the EVA is progressing beautifully. They're setting up the flag now. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar surface.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. You're in our field of view now.
I'd like to evaluate the various paces that a person can traveling on the lunar surface. You do have to be. All right, you do have to be rather careful to keep track of where your center of mass is. Sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 paces to make sure that you've got your feet underneath your